Hello everyone, I am a man of many manga, and this is Highlight, a series where I take a manga that has done something incredible and talk about what exactly that thing is. This time we're talking about Hajime no Ippo by George Morikawa. Imagine a story that takes 30 years to write, 1 week at a time, that isn't allowed to be boring for even a single week. How is that possible? How can a story like that exist? What makes Hajime no Ippo persistently entertaining? First of all, it goes without saying that a story about boxing that's good enough to sell consistently for 30 years would be pretty good at giving individual boxing fights with cohesive and enthusiastic narratives, with damn near perfect action illustration. But what sets Ippo apart and grants it relative immortality is its ability to subvert the feeling of repetition. Unlike most modern sports manga, Hajime no Ippo revolves around a professional sport, and those who practice it effectively full-time. Its initial main cast of characters are almost exclusively adults, ranging in age from 18 years old to however old Coach Kamigawa is, and he was born in 1917. This extremely diverse and complex cast of characters, a few of whom we meet just in the first dozen chapters or so, is indicative of how Ippo manages to stay so fresh. A manga based on the lives of people of all different ages has a far less homogeneous set of possible character interactions, and it's easy to avoid bland and repetitive stories if you avoid shallow and similar characters. Secondly, Hajime no Ippo has a very hard split in its story, and there are two very distinct aspects to its narrative: the boxing world and everything outside the boxing world. Every single character has complementary, complex motivations irrelevant to the world of boxing, which inevitably drive their actions. Ippo wants to know what it's like to be strong. Takamura wants to prove to the entire world that nobody is better than he is. Miyata wants to prove that his father's boxing style is capable of true greatness. And Vorg just wants warm soup, the kind only his sick and dying mother can make if he wins enough to be able to afford her medicine. And that's the other thing, the backstories. Some of the opponents Ippo fights are developed into such full and sympathetic characters leading up to and during the fight that it becomes a bit of an indirect joke among fans of the series that Ippo is actually the antagonist, crushing the dreams of far more well-intentioned characters with every fight. But in my opinion, it's what happens after any of Ippo's victories that never gets old. When Ippo, or pretty much anyone else in the series, wins a match, all relevant conflicts are resolved, and any burdens that the losing boxer carried of lofty dreams of victory after the fact are either reinforced through the hardship they've just experienced, or are passed on to the victor to carry as far as they can. Because of this, the longer Hajime no Ippo runs, the heavier and more intense Ippo's aspirations become to carry on the dreams of those he's fought before. The goals of these characters, which are either bolstered or stifled after each fight, evolve, never completely changing, but gaining new meaning with each passing conflict. If the manga only centered around a single character's slightly changing goals, it would only delay the impending monotony. That's why, as the series progresses, the cast of characters grows. Morikawa explores how the impact of fighting with Ippo continues to influence the lives of all the boxers he's fought. Each and every fighter who had an impact on Ippo's goals also gained insight into their own goals as well, which makes the true story not just about Ippo, but the lives of all those whom Ippo impelled to greatness. By incorporating a cast of dissimilar characters, anchoring actions in sympathetic, grounded motivations, and following the impact of the main character, rather than the experiences of the main character, Hajime no Ippo becomes timeless. Much like in life itself, it deprives the reader of a sense of the passage of time, making retrospectives inspire profound nostalgia, and the reappearance of characters serving to remind you of how much you've missed them. Any manga that manages to do these things won't for a moment fail to captivate. You'll see something new every time you read the newest chapter, and you'll feel something new every time you read it again. My name is Zach, and this has been Highlight. If you know of a manga that has done something incredible, let me know what it is in the comments down below. See you next time.